Chris Berry here. Just got my Boca bearing ceramic orange seal kit in for my BB1 reels. This specific kit number is FR093C OS10. That's FR093 OS10. It's a kit that consists of two of the same size bearings, orange seal, and one larger bearing. All of these are your spool bearings. If you're not sure about what size bearings to use, there's this handy bearing size guide that you can pull your on the back of some of the packaging. You can pull your old bearings out of your reels and kind of put them up next to this sizing guide here and see exactly what you've got. Okay, so getting into the reel. So I have one that's already what I like to consider super tuned with the orange seal bearings. And I've got one here, loose BB1, that has the standard loose bearings in them. And I wanted to show the difference between the spool speed and how long the spool is going to continue to turn between the stock bearings, which are very good, and the high-end orange seal Boca bearings. So first I'm going to do the standard bearings. You can see the spool. I've got some painter's tape on here. You can see the spool is free spinning very good. It's a nice smooth reel. Good high quality reel, great high quality bearings, but it's spun about that long. I wasn't timing it, but you get the gist. This is the one with the bearings. You can actually hear and feel. Look at this. I mean, it's a little noisier, but that's like all part of, you know, these ceramic bearings. They're lube dry. LD on these packages mean lube dry and completely sealed. So you're not gonna get dirt or anything like that in them, and they don't require any lube. But I mean, it's spun for quite a while. Not only that, but these bearings are a little lighter than the standard bearings that'll come out of this reel. So one thing I wanna show you guys that on how I do the installation, removal and installation of the old bearings and the new bearings is, you know, first on this reel, I like to, there's a couple things you can do first. One of the first things I like to do is pull this tensioner drag off, get that pulled off, and then I can reach in here with my, with a really small flathead screwdriver. I like to use this entire screwdriver kit, and just kind of use your thumb to hold down one side, and you pop this retaining clip out. Be real careful, because if that retaining clip goes somewhere, good luck finding it, because you know, it's going to wind up on the floor. That's the retaining clip. It's real small. I like to put it in my kit there, and then sometimes I'm able to get this bearing out. Boom, that bearing popped out real easy. Again, that's a standard bearing there, spool bearing on the inside of the tensioner. And then what I like to do is just come over here with my two similar size bearings. The part number for these bearings are SMR 103C 2OS-P58, and their number 7 is lube dry. LD means lube dry. So then I come and put them onto this shaft. Just pop that into place. Just kind of give it a good little push. Make sure it's seated. Make sure it's seated in there real good. And then I can actually go in and reinstall my clip. The reinstallation of the clip, I mean, it's just one of those things, you know, you got big fingers. If you got big clumsy fingers like I do, you just kind of want to get it in there and make sure you hold one side of it down, because if that, I'm telling you, if that pops out, it's game over. You'll have to get you another clip. So that clip's in there and that bearing's in there. So now I can reinstall my tensioner. So that's one bearing down. So I've got a third of this job done. It's pretty quick, simple. Don't cross thread anything. Get your tensioner back on there. That part's done. Next thing I'm gonna do is pull off this side plate. So I pull this pin right here, rotate it up as if I'm going to change my speed settings on here, my braking system. And then I can, there's one bearing on the shaft. I like to change that one last, just cause. And then there's one bearing inside this side plate. Same thing with the bearing inside the side plate. You just reach in here with I use my screwdriver. You can use the end of a hook, just whatever works for you. And just kind of pop this retainer out. Pop this retainer out. And again, I like to kind of put it there in my kit, my screwdriver kit. Pop this bearing out. There's the other same size bearing. Put this other orange seal bearing in there. Just pops right into place. You push it down with your fingernail. Get your retaining clip here. And again, I like to use 2 thumbs. Pop one side of it in, and then pop the other side of it in while holding one side down. I'm telling you guys, if this thing goes anywhere, good luck in finding it. But there, I've got my clip in, so that's done. Now here's the challenging part if you don't have these spool pin pliers. I've done it with regular pliers, but it's very challenging. So these spool pin pliers are really handy. What I like to do is I like to find the larger end of the cross pin, of the retaining pin, and push opposite to it. So I'm gonna come here and put my spool pin pliers on just like so. And I wanna push it out from, remove it from the shaft, from the spool shaft. So boom, there it is. Spool pin pliers work like a charm. You can also use them to pull the pin out. There's the pin. Again, I like to put everything back in my little kit. Slide this bearing off. It slides off really easy. And replace it with this larger bearing, this SMR 115C-20S number 7 lube drive. Orange seal ceramic bearing. This is the top of the line bearing Boca bearing makes for reels. And then you want to look at your pin, find the small side, put that back in the hole. And then there's these cuts, these grooves on the edge of the spool pin pliers. You just use those grooves to kind of help push in your, reseat your pin. So boom, there it is, done deal. So now that that's in there, I'm gonna reassemble my reel. And if anything's wrong, which I occasionally do some things incorrectly, but if anything's wrong, your reel will not feel like its normal self. In this case, we're in good shape. So that's how you do this install and removal of the Boca Bearings Orange Seal kit on a loose BB1 speed spool. And now I'm ready to go fishing. These are my crankbait reels. I throw big heavy stuff with this. These are 5-to-1 ratio, great reel. And again, doing this made this reel and both reels a little lighter. So not only will they be lighter, but they're easier to use, less fatigue on the body, the hands, the forearms, things like that. You can fish all day. So go get you some Boca bearings, Orange Seal lube dry ceramic bearings. They also make some other stainless steel bearings that are very good if you don't want to splurge and do the Orange Seal. But if you could, get out there and get you some ceramic bearings, Boca bearings in your reel. All right, thank you for watching. The links for these Boca bearing kits that I've installed in my loose BB1 reels and other bearings are in my bio. Go check them out. You won't be sorry. You'll love the purchase. It's well worth it.